every 2 years we get to reelect the entire U.S. Congress, House of Representatives, and I know some of them's got some really tough fights on their hands, and hopefully we'll see a big change in November of this year. In fact, a friend of mine said, the N word the Democrats hate the most right now is November. And I think they are all a little afraid of what's going to happen in November.
Well, I think a lot of them are fearing the P word, and that's primary also. A lot of these people, it is not just Democrat or Republican, it's incumbent. If you've been there, you're part of the problem because, I blame, I'm a Republican, but I blame Republicans for blowing the budget out of the water and when they were in charge, adding to the national debt and not doing what they were supposed to do, which allowed Pelosi, Reid, and Obama to come into power. If Republicans had done their job, Obama, Reid, and Pelosi would still be in a minority party thinking about doing health care, not being able to do it because of being in the minority. So, I fault the Republicans for, when they were in charge, we added $1.4 trillion to the budget and added $8 trillion of unfunded liabilities to the budget, and did nothing to try to drive down the cost of health care. So, Republicans are just as much to blame for failed leadership as the Democrats are for simply doing what they believe in. So, I think that we need a change of leadership on both sides come primary season and in November.
One of the things that I have said all along is it's one party didn't get us into this, and it's going to take all of America to get us out of it.
Absolutely, because I'm just as frustrated with the Republican Party as I am with the Democrats. Because, the Democrats are just doing what they believe. They've always believed in a universal health care system, but the tough part, it's easy being a leader when you're in a minority because you don't have to. You can have all these great ideas. You never have to put them out in the front because you're in a minority. The tough part is when you're in the majority and you actually follow up with your ideas and go out and make tough choices and fight against the special interest groups. And the Republicans failed that when they were in charge.
Now, you and I have some things in common. We are both running in primaries with against a big political machine. How goes the campaigning for you, sir?
It's going great. I think that you're looking at a perfect storm brewing out there this year, that people are frustrated. In the past, the object was to go out and raise as much money as you could, and in the 2 weeks before the election, you do a lot of media to encourage and fire people up to get out and vote. Well, I think they're already fired up to vote, and what you have to do is you have to get out and get your message out, and the grassroots type people, of the people that are finally the silent majority out there that's finally starting to wake up and understand that they have to get in there and take their country back. So, it's going to be tough, but I think in any other year it would be almost impossible, but I think that anything is possible in this environment that we're in right now.
Yeah, I agree. I've said one of the things that I've been kind of preaching is that for too long we've been passively active in our political system. We've cast our vote saying that, well, they'll take good care of us and we'll just let them do it, and we haven't been active in taking care of our country and in our political system, and now we've got to become active. I think conservatism on the defense will fail. We've got to be on the offense at all time.
Absolutely. One of the things that when I would talk to new reps that come into the House, when I was in the House, is what you've got to remember is you don't represent these people that are sitting in the hallways, running around trying to lobby for money. Who you represent is the silent majority of people that are working their tails off, paying the bills for everything that we're doing up here. And that's who, in these committee meetings, who you have to remember, because they don't have a lobbyist. They simply send you up here to represent them, and that silent majority, I think, is starting to wake up because in politics, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and
right.
Unfortunately, a lot of people have been led away by the special interest and again the lobbyists outside walking in the hallways, and they've forgotten the silent majority out there. And the silent majority is starting to wake up and realize that we can't continue to to on the direction that we're going, and be able to pass a country on to our children and grandchildren that they're proud of and that's successful. So I think the silent majority out there is starting to wake up.
Well, it's well overdue, and I'm glad to see it, and appreciate you coming on this morning. Anything else you'd like to talk about this morning?
No, I just encourage people to get involved, and we've got a big vote coming up in August, and we have an opportunity to, in my race, to go against a 14-year incumbent that voted for things like TARP, and is actually a Republican. So I don't understand any Republican that would have voted for TARP, but we have an opportunity to send a message and send new leadership to Washington, and also in your case, send new leadership to Jefferson City. So it's going to be an exciting time, and hopefully we can be successful.
You going to be over in the southeast Missouri area anytime soon?
I've got events scheduled all over the state, so absolutely. I don't know specifically when, and I kind of get up every morning and figure out where I'm supposed to be that day. And
if it's if it's like me, they hand you a schedule that morning and say, "Okay, here's where you're going."
Absolutely. So we got out Friday, and now I just kind of sit back and figure out where I'm supposed to be at the rest of the summer.
I understand completely. Your website is?
It's keepyourchange2010.org, and then Purgason for U.S. Senate. But you can contact us through our website at keepyourchange2010.org.
All right. Appreciate you coming on. Hang on. Don't hang up. We're going to talk to you off the air for just a moment. When we come back, we're going to tell you about this lawsuit out in Arizona. It goes back to the courtroom today.